here I want to show you what the chart looked like for ICOA when this fraud was perpetrated. And you can tell that this is sort of normal activity, but as soon as the release makes the internet, right around here, sorry about that, it starts climbing, all right, and then it falls sharply, right, from here down here, and then it hops back and forth because people don't know what's going on, but then when it's confirmed that it is fraudulent, it drops and it stays to what it pretty much always was, all right. So now this red line right here shows what it opened the previous day. So this is what it was selling for on the previous day, and you know, over here is what it's sold for at the end of the day. So at the end of it all, it didn't rise or fall. It's just right here, right? Now, what could you do if you knew that you were going to do this? If you were the perpetrator, if you were the one that was going to hack into PR Web and release that statement, that deceptive statement, you could have really bought a lot of shares the previous day, and you could have sold them right here. Now, it really doesn't matter what these numbers are saying. You would have made a profit. You would have made a big profit. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. You would have made a 400% profit on whatever you would have invested if you sold right at 4. If you timed it just right and sold at 5 or 5.5, 55 right here. That's between 5 and 6. You would have made that much more. And just keep in mind the way this penny stock is selling. You can buy 10,000 for $1. So if you wanted to invest, say, $1,000, you're dealing with a huge amount of stock here, and with all those numbers, you would make some money. All right. Now you could actually make money twice, because you could have bought the stock the day before. You would have released the fraudulent web release, the web information. You would have watched it climb. You would have sold right here. Okay, now here you have a space of about 15 minutes or 10 minutes. Again, sorry for that pop-up link, but right in here you have a space of about 10 minutes. You could have sold what you had, and then you could have turned around and you could have borrowed some stock from a broker. Now you can do this all the time. You borrow the stock and you just promise to give it back. So you borrow a whole lot more stock right now, right here, and then, excuse me, when the price falls, okay, well, what you do is you borrow some stock, then you sell it again for whatever the price is. So you're selling it at that point. And then when the price falls way down here, right here, sometime right over here, you buy all those shares back again, and then you return it to the owner. So let's say at this point you borrowed 5 million shares from somebody, and then you sold it right away. Okay, you sold it for 4/10,000ths of a penny. You got rid of it. You don't have any stock, but you still owe somebody 1,000 shares, or however many you borrowed. Now when you sold it down over here, you can buy those shares back. Okay, so it's going to cost you a little bit, but it's certainly not going to cost you what it cost that other person to buy from you earlier on. So you can just buy those shares back. You can keep the difference, and you return the shares to whoever lent them to you. So that's called the short sell. And when you buy low and sell high, it's called the long sell. You could have sold long till about 11:15. Then you could have borrowed, sold off right away, got the money, waited an hour or two, and bought back the shares at a much cheaper price, and returned the shares to whoever you borrowed some. So you would have made money on the long sell, and then you would have made money on the short sell. You would have doubled your profit. All right, all in the space of it would probably be 4 hours or 5 hours. So not a bad day's work, and if you buy a lot of these and you get rid of all of them in the long sell, and then you can quickly borrow and get rid of those and buy them back at the end, you could make $50,000, $40,000. So that's how that would work. Okay, this is why this made the news as it did, because people began to realize somebody just gamed the system and somebody made money twice on this. They knew what they were doing. No one else did. They knew it was fake. The release they were going to send out to PR Web. They knew how the market would react. All right, and they also knew that by this time that they had a certain window from about right here to right here where people would not know whether it was fake or real. But that was the window that they needed to operate on. They needed to do a lot right at this moment. But if they timed it right, they stood to, make a lot, but fraudulently so. But that's how that would work. So, if you're into taking other people's money, it's a pretty neat scheme. Hopefully you're not into that.